Hi and welcome back to the second video in my series where I explain and give advice around the buying process. In the last video I talked about the importance of being pre-approved. Now that you know what you can realistically afford, it's time for the fun part, house shopping. After looking at a few homes within your price bracket, you probably realized that unfortunately you most likely can't have it all. So it's important to think about your wants and needs. What are the must-haves, the non-negotiables, and what are your wants? Before each house viewing, it's a good idea to read over your wants versus needs list. Having this fresh on your mind will help you stay objective and focused and not get distracted by decor or staging. If you're viewing a property, you might have all these ideas what you could do with the house, like building additions or building a deck, but it's very important to understand there are different types of land ownership in New Zealand. The type of ownership has a direct impact on what you can and cannot do with the property. There are four main types of property ownership in New Zealand: freehold, leasehold, unit title, and cross lease. Each type means different rights, responsibilities and restrictions for the owner. Make sure you find out what property ownership the property has that you're looking at and ask the listing agent if you're not sure. Now let's talk about what you should do when you're actually at the property. You should of course get a general idea of how the property feels for you. But as I mentioned before, don't get distracted by beautiful home staging. It's important to look at things like what kind of exterior cladding does the house have? Is it well maintained? Check for cracks in plaster cladding. Check that everything works. For example, open windows and turn taps and light switches. How much storage is there? Can more easily be added? What is the parking like? And don't forget to check for red flags like weird smell or other signs of dampness. I put a link to a checklist from Settled.govt.nz in the description, which gives some ideas on what to look out for. So you can bring that list with you to remind you what to look out for. It's as well important that you know about the neighborhood. Are there any big developments planned? How are the public transport options? What is the traffic like? What is the school zoning like? I always recommend driving past the property at different times in the week to get a better idea of the traffic and noise in the area. If in the end you like what you see and you found the property you want to buy, it's so important to do further research and do your due diligence. And what the things are to look out for during the due diligence phase, that's what I will cover in the next video.